So here is everything that you need to know about Tesla stock's earnings report today. Not only its earning report, but also what was said during its guidance call. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen so you can see exactly what is going on. Tesla closed, if I'm not mistaken, right around 144.50, and as of right now is trading at highs of 151.10. So it's currently up 4.67% after market hours. And first things first, let's talk about what it actually reported for earnings. So Tesla reported for Q4 of 2023 a 1.19 earnings per share when the estimate the estimate for earnings per share was 1.13. So they reported a 1.19. The estimate was 1.13. That's higher than expected. Their revenue reported to be 24.32 billion. And the expected was 24.16 billion. So not only did they beat earnings per share, but they also beat the the overall revenue. Now, what was said during the guidance, and this is exactly what I wanted to share with you guys today. This article I found to be very useful from Reuters.com. And one of the things that really stood out to me is what they said for up and coming quarters. So I did pull up the overall, and this is all available for you guys as well. You guys can actually go to the Tesla website under Investors Relations and learn a little bit more about what was actually being reported today. So it says for Q4 of 2022, 439,000 vehicles were produced. 405,000 vehicles were delivered. The really great thing about this is that year over year, production grew 47% to 1.37 million. The number of vehicles delivered is 1.31 million. So remember that, right? 1.31 million is the number of vehicles delivered, which is up 40% year over year, and up 47% year over year. The number of vehicles produced was 1.37 million, right? Already a big number. What I wanted you guys to pay attention to, it's the guidance for 2023. This is the one that really stood out to me. Right here. So Musk addressed that the issues all start with a call. So pretty much what he was saying is, as long as there is no external disruption, meaning that obviously he cannot control if China were to shut down again, right? Because they have that really big Shanghai plant out there for Tesla. So as long as there's no external disruption, based off of current demand levels and based off of the recent pullback, right? The recent reduction in price that we have seen for Tesla vehicles, they're saying that they can project, they can expect over 2 million vehicles in sales. So let's go back to what they did, right? They did 1.31 in deliveries. They did 1.37 in production. So imagine being able to sell over 2 million vehicles. Now, Tesla has, if I'm not mistaken, I think 4 gigafactories, and they're working on building more. The really great thing about this is that, they're going from 1.3 now to 2 million, right? They had an estimate of around 1.8. I think this is why the big takeaway for me of why shares are up over 4% after market hours. And it doesn't look like it's reversing just yet. You could almost see that it's building this bull flag, right? It has this resistance right around 150, 150, and this ascending support. So everything looks very, very bullish for tomorrow, but I'm just really hoping that nothing happens in the morning that brings down all of this hype that Tesla has now carried. Now, the only thing that I do want to remind you is that Tesla is overbought based off of recent patterns, right? Tesla is coming from lows of 101 and is currently at highs of 151. If you do the math, it's not crazy math. It's about a 50% return, right? That is huge. And it's done that in just like 2 weeks. So it's been a huge ROI for a lot of investors right now, especially for a lot of swing traders. My only concern with this is that, as more companies begin to report earnings, if they're not as good as expected, or even with economic reports, right? How many of you guys are aware that tomorrow there's a series of economic reports that can shift the market? And these are all released before the market actually opens. We have the GDP report that's going to be released. That's 1 hour before the market opens. So if you begin to ask the question of, oh my God, why is the market selling off, right when you wake up? Well, again, you can't be surprised, right? Because this is why we talk about locking in profits at overbought levels if you are uncertain about the continuous progression of that stock. It's gained 50% in the past 2 weeks. Now asking the question, how much longer is it going to rally? How much more could it potentially make before it actually pulls on back? There's no such thing as a perfect trader. Again, the goal is always just to get out when it is that it makes the most sense to you. If your intention is to invest long term, then that's a different story. I'm really just talking to traders here who have the intention of actually selling before an overall pullback. So please just make sure that you take into consideration your downside risk, protect that downside. I just wanted to make sure that not only we talk about, their overall reporting for earnings, their EPS, and their revenue, but as well as their guidance. But I also wanted to talk about the up and coming economic reports because I know that they could influence the market, especially the GDP report that's going to be released 1 hour before the market opens. But again, we'll leave it up to you guys to decide what you think is best for your investment or trading account. So if you have any other questions, you guys know exactly how to reach out to me. I work with one team and one team only, and that's my Learn Plan Profit Cube. If you're ready to join my team, I trade live with them every single day, and it's very simple. It's the second link down below. So if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, then that's that second link, and I'll see you tomorrow at market open. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. We're running our biggest sell. And again, that's that second link down below. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to send me a direct message via Discord or Instagram, and that's the first or third link down below. I appreciate your time. Hope that went under thumbs up. Please consider subscribing as I upload new videos every single day, keeping you up to date with what the stock market has to offer, especially with these confusing economic reports. So like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.